Happy Sunday, everybody. Hopefully, you all are having a great day so far. We are starting off the day with warm and muggy conditions, but also sunshine mixing in with some clouds, so it really doesn't feel too bad out there. Um, Good morning, Joy. Good morning, Luke. Got some rain last night in Charles Ford. Karen, I was off last 2 Sundays. Last weekend, I was in Austin with my family, and the weekend before, I was here Saturday, but my sister's baby shower was on Sunday. But I'm happy to be back with everybody. Good morning, Kelsey. Good morning, Daniel. Good morning, Justin. Temperatures out there, upper 70s, feels like 80 degrees. It's really not too bad for September, or I guess really summer standards. But for September standards, we are a little bit warmer than normal today, as temperatures will likely reach the 90s once again. We talked a little bit about yesterday that today is going to be the rainiest and stormiest day of the last week, but definitely of the weekend. Trying to get my words right. Words are hard this early. High pressure is nearby, but we have a low pressure system coming in that is going to bring us that chance for rain and storms. A time period here is after 5 o'clock for the best chance for severe storms, but I think a few could develop as early as 3. So just be mindful of that. If you are going to be out and about. So let's say you're out on the water and you're noticing everything is great, it's fine, it's dandy, it's 3 o'clock, you don't see any storms around, but you start to see maybe those darkening clouds, maybe hearing a little bit of thunder, just that's the time that you need to head inside. So anytime you see lightning or hear thunder, you are close enough to be struck. So just please keep that in mind. You can download the free WCNC Charlotte mobile app if you want to track some of that radar live with us, but that will be your best time frame. So after 3 o'clock for storms, after 5 o'clock for the best chance for them becoming severe. So temperatures this afternoon, upper 80s to near 90, will feel like the upper 90s. Tomorrow, though, a much different story. We'll actually start off with more clouds as the front is still working its way through the area, and then we'll see some of those spotty areas of rain lingering because of the cloud cover, then mixing out a little bit in the afternoon, bringing in some sunshine, and really the afternoon tomorrow won't be bad. We'll be mostly cloudy to partly cloudy at times, so just expect more cloud cover. But I mean, it's Labor Day. You're going to be out and about. Actually, tomorrow by the pool, whatever you're doing. Um, you need a little bit of sun, but you don't need it to be, scorching hot. So it's all good. Temperatures in the 80s tomorrow will actually be a little bit more normal for this time of year. So as we look at futurecasts, here's 3 o'clock. Again, you can see them developing, but notice how much more widespread they become as we get closer to 5, then 6, and eventually even all the way toward 8 and 9. Almost a nice little line developing from northwest to southeast as we track that front moving in. You can even see the rain starting to become heavier, starting to even bow out a little bit, indicating some strong winds. Here you can see that at 7 o'clock for parts of Rowan County, just east of Salisbury, parts of northern Union, Anson. So that will be the time frame again after 5 that we'll expect that higher potential for strong storms. Now, thankfully, we're not looking at any rotating storms today, but gusty winds will be our primary impact, 60 plus miles per hour. That can cause straight line wind damage. And we did see some straight line wind damage even Friday with some of those storms that develop. Again, Monday morning, still getting a little bit of cloud cover. And then, of course, we're seeing those few showers in the morning, and then by the afternoon, things start to clear out. I apologize, this radar is a little bit delayed because this clicker is moving really slow. But you'll very quickly be able to see um, how Monday does start to dry out. Now, when it comes to severe weather risk, I mentioned that 60 mile per hour winds were our primary impact. However, we are going to see frequent lightning, heavy rain, which could lead to localized flooding, especially with the front moving in and a few spots where the storms will linger a little bit. But small risk for hail, which of course is pretty damaging for people who will be driving, keeping their cars outside, and then thankfully no tornado risk. So lightning, gusty winds, localized flooding. I gave you the time frame. We talked about Monday. So let's talk a little bit more about what is happening beyond Monday. So beyond Monday, we are going to see another pretty strong dip in the jet stream. When these dips happen, this allows for cooler air to start to mix in. When you see those northeasterly winds, the first one happens after this front moves in, heading into today, and then a secondary one develops by the end of this weekend, heading into next week. Now, it won't be deep enough to cause a significant drop in temperatures, but I mean, we could see some 70s, some lower 80s, and that will be enough to drop us from above average back to below average. Remember, averages happen from extremes and also consistent temperatures. So, if you had temperatures for 5 days in a row of 80 and you haven't had an extreme of 90 and an extreme low of 70, that of course would still average to 80. So we're going from above average to now below. So the next 6 to 10 days, even over the next week or so, or week and a half, we will likely be at least slightly below average to really below average. This is the latest outlook here for our 6 to 10 day outlook. When you get those multiple dips in the jet stream, especially this time of year, this is very common to happen. But what also happens is that temperatures, yes, they drop into the upper 70s, lower 80s, but oftentimes they can come with areas of rain too. So the first one stays mostly dry, of course, because we don't have a lot of rain tomorrow. But the secondary one that comes in Thursday, Friday will feature a decent amount of rain. Um, have to give an update on the tropics. We're tracking 3 areas of interest. None of them an immediate threat to the Carolinas. I would say that the one over Texas is a threat to the United States just because it's bringing areas of rain to Texas. And of course, that can cause flooding rain. It's been sitting over the same spot. Right now, the most likely one to develop is the one shaded in orange. It's still well east of the Caribbean. So still a lot of time to track it. Based on the current movement expected, it could be near the opening of the southern Gulf of Mexico at some point within the next 7 to 10 days. But hurricane season, this is way, way, way too early when these storms haven't even really developed yet to see any kind of significant confidence and significant data. When these areas are what we call invest, just like clusters of showers and storms, you're not getting accurate data knowing where it could go because it hasn't formed yet. Once it forms a close center of circulation, becomes a depression or storm, and you know where that circulation sets up, that's where you can get more accurate readings. The example I would use here, which the storm, of course, had already formed, would be Hurricane Charlie. Back in 2004, it impacted Southwest Florida near the Fort Myers area. How meteorologists knew it was going to impact those areas south and southwest Florida versus going to Tampa was that the storm center circulation reformed further east. And so that allowed for them to see that kind of wobble. So that's why center of circulation is extremely important, which is why we also talk about storms when they go through an eye wall replacement cycle. This can make them smaller and then grow bigger, but it also can change where their center of circulation is. So that's very, very important, for a jot to the east, a jot to the west, a jot to the south, or a jot to the north. So right now, 3 areas, we're just keeping a close eye. But now that we've entered September 1st, we are getting closer to the peak of hurricane season. The official historical peak day is September 10th. But anytime you get past September 1st, really all the way through mid-October, that's when we see the most activity across the board, but especially here in the Carolinas, mid to late September and into early October. So another quick breakdown of your 7 day forecast, and what I think right now is important is today is the stormiest day, specifically stormiest, so most likely chance for lightning. I think that system Thursday and Friday will be mostly rain. So we are talking stormiest day of the week, best chance to see strong to severe storms. Again, after 3, the storms will develop. Primarily after 5 that we could see some of those severe storms. Gusty winds, heavy rain, frequent lightning are primary impacts. Small chance for some small hail. When I say small, I mean penny size, smaller than a quarter. Tomorrow we start off with cloud cover, light areas of rain, maybe some isolated drizzle to start off the day, mixes out with some of that sunshine by the afternoon. I do think it'll be a little bit cloudier tomorrow compared to where we are today, but temperatures will be more mild in the mid 80s, and then we will start Tuesday and beyond into the work week with temps mostly in the 70s. Tuesday, Wednesday, that'll come with limited to no rain. Thursday, Friday, another opportunity for rain heading into next weekend, but that could also keep those temperatures a little bit more stable in the upper 70s, lower 80s, which is why the Climate Prediction Center is going cooler than normal for the next 6 to 10 days and also cooler than normal for the next 8 to 14. So that's a wrap up of the forecast today. Please let me know, as always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns about the forecast. If you have bad storms today, if you can safely do so. Obviously, we always love to get pictures, videos, information. You are our eyes on the ground. You are the way that we often know when storms have caused damage that we can then pass along to the National Weather Service. You're our eyes and ears. You, the viewer, literally the most important part of the news gathering process. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. If you are celebrating Labor Day this weekend, please be safe. Have a happy day, a healthy day. Enjoy your time. You deserve it. You're all hard workers. And I will actually be in tomorrow for the evening shows for Brad. So I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow at 4, 5, 6, and 11 on WCNC Charlotte. If you often don't watch during the week, maybe you're working, whatever you got going on, Kaylin and I will be back next Saturday morning starting at 6 together. So have a great rest of your day. Please stay safe, stay weather aware for those storms this afternoon. Bye, everyone.